I remember reading interview with Robertson, who toured with Bob Dylan right when folk music was getting ready to become rock and roll, and Trump, um, they started using um, electric guitars, and Dylan was writing his songs the way he always does. They're poetry, and they do have a, a touch of folk music to them, crossed with poetry and rock and roll. So the audience wasn't prepared for that kind of music. They came expecting Bob Dylan to be the folk singer. And when they started playing, the crowd started shouting insults and throwing beer bottles and shoes and all kinds of things. And it was pandemonium. A lot of people just left. Bob Dylan's comment to Robbie Robertson was, I think we're doing some good stuff here. And I like that attitude. Um, I like the fact that, in spite of this vehement disapproval, he thought he was doing great. Well, um, I watch videos here on YouTube of a woman who lives in Finland. Uh, she's American. Her name is Alexa Saranoja, who's coaches. And she says a lot of people have to be told that because people don't read you, people don't watch your videos, people don't care about you or what you have to say, doesn't mean it's no good. The judgment is actually up to you. And I really believe that. I actually have always operated on that principle. Um, some of us can only do what we do. And here I am on YouTube, and I do watch a lot of people who give advice about what not to do and how to get, how to advance and how to get watched and how to get views and how to make money. And I know in my heart of hearts, I can only do what I do. I'm not going to be able to look at the market and say, that's what's making bucks, and I'll do that and I'll be good at it. I won't be good. I know I'll be terrible at doing something I don't really care about. And it's really kind of curious to me that there are people who actually think I will get on YouTube or I will write something or I'll paint something. And before I produce anything, I'll study what the market wants. I'll figure out what people are buying and how much they're paying. I couldn't do that in a million years. I can only do something if I'm really interested in it. And I don't understand why someone would even try. Um, And it seems to me that if you do try, it's not going to go anywhere. You're going to lose whatever motivation you had to actually speak up and say something. And if you're not in it for more than the money, if you're not in it to actually help people somehow think about things, know things, improve their life somehow, why are you doing it? I mean, there's really no good reason. I think that somebody like Bob Dylan, who's a pretty eccentric guy, and he plays everything very close to the chest. Um, he basically follows his own light. He does what he wants to do, and actually takes care of what it is that voice wants to say and says it, and the world can take it or not. And they may hate it. And he'll say, boy, I'm really doing good. Um, if you if you produce a lot of work and nobody's paying attention, nobody cares. Nobody watches your videos, nobody reads your stuff. Well, you might be tempted to quit, but if you actually enjoy what you're doing, why would you quit? If you're actually doing it for a reason, and if that reason has to do with what you're learning and what kind of beauty you're able to create, what kind of meaning you're able to give to the world and to yourself, why would you quit? Money or no money. Um, Now that sounds like a very privileged point of view, I'm sure, and it will get some criticism. But I don't see how you can create unless you love what you're doing. If you're doing it, and I've known guys especially, they're always on the lookout for what's going to make a buck. And do they actually really care about it outside of that? No, that's the shocking thing. I think that the world needs people who are who create from some depth. There has to be a real motive, a real energy that comes from someplace that knows nothing about the ego, knows nothing about what the world actually wants, but has a lot to do with what life is about, what the meaning of things is, what kind of beauty you actually see. If you're just performing a trick in order to plump up your bank account, I think your soul is going to be very disappointed in you.